Welcome to Tea Time with Dr. Sachin. It is Tuesday. It is a tea break. It is drama free. It is protecting our peace. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, if you can't hear in the background, there is a kettle that is commencing the boil. So, we are waiting on the boil to happen. We are hanging out. We are having a slice of peace and respite on an election day in the United States. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Carolyn. It's good to see you. Um, it is election day here in the States. So if you're watching from outside of the United States, it is not election day. If you're watching within the United States, it is election day. So we are going to have a little tea break, a little tea and peace break from what promises to be a crazy day of election results. And I think that's okay. I think we should have a crazy day of election results sometimes, especially when you have important things that need to be voted on. Again, good morning, Michelle. It's good to see you. So this morning we have dug out the black cat to match. So I'm very animal themed this morning. I'm drinking out of the black cat. I have my elephant on. This is one of my favorite necklaces. I've had it forever. I've completely forgotten where I got it from. In fact, it's so old. It's got that silver patina on it. You know how silver starts to get. It needs to be basically it needs to be polished, but it's solid. Like it's a solid piece. Anyway, so it's a very cat theme this morning. Cats, elephants. I felt like we needed to draw in. Oops, hang on. I've got a sauna happening from all the steam now. Just give me a second. Um, I just felt like we needed to draw in some of the power and I don't know, the energy of some animals who they know how to get things done. Elephants, cats, and to keep in the theme, I'm having a dragon pearl. So, dragons, cats, elephants, you name it, we got it. I love my kitty mugs too. I got the matching set from the Japanese fair that was held at one of the local community colleges here. Was it last year? It was last year. I met the artist, the artisan, and she had like a set of 4 and a set of 2. So I just got the 2, but oh, I love these little sachets, but this one in particular, because it's so thin, it tears the little sachet open, but it's fine. I don't care if a few tea leaves get inside my teacup. Okay, let me get my tea steeping. Y'all know how it goes. Let me get the tea steeping. Good morning, Wendy. Welcome to our tea break. Hopefully you are having something good to drink. What are we drinking this morning? As I said, I'm drinking the Dragon Pearl in keeping with the theme of animals in my world this morning. But what are we drinking this morning? Let me go get some hot water. As you know, with me, the kettle is ready. And it's steeping. I love the smell of Dragon Pearl tea so much. So I think I'm gonna need a new kettle, ladies. This one has seen some wear and tear, but I love it. I love a good heavy kettle. And I've had that kettle longer than my son's been alive. Oh boy. Coffee with heavy cream. I do love heavy cream. I do, I do, I do, I do. I don't like coffee, but heavy cream and hot chocolate or an Irish whiskey. Ooh, that hits the spot. That hits the spot. Okay. So as we're taking a break on this election day, I was thinking about several things. Part of the reason that the animal theme kind of came to me is because I read this story, another story about an elephant who, let's just say elephants don't forget is not just a fun saying, right? Like elephants, not only do they not forget, they hold a grudge. Y'all, we need to be more like elephants. Like the story that I was reading about the elephant the elephant broke the poacher's legs and then came back to get the poacher again. And I was just like, I don't have nearly that amount of um vengeance. I feel like we need to be more like elephants, right? Because elephants don't forget. That's what elephants don't forget. Elephants are like, listen, you don't get to keep messing with us, and we're not going to take you out, right? Like, oh, it was a foreman, it wasn't a poacher, it was a foreman at a logging camp. So, elephants are used for logging in some parts of the world, and the conditions that they log in tend to be pretty deplorable. So, an elephant broke free and broke the foreman's legs and then came back and got him, y'all. Came back and got him. Hang on a second. Double bergamot Earl Grey. Ooh, that sounds wonderful. I might have to try that. Coffee on the way to work. They're super intelligent. So, the vengeance piece aside, so the reason I have elephants, I have this elephant here. I collect elephants in my house. You can't really see them. But I have this one on my neck. I have a couple of glass ones. I have a couple of statues because of the symbolism of the elephant. So every time I see a story about an elephant doing something that people are just so shocked that they will do, it's because elephants they're so long suffering until they're not, right? Like they don't do half of the things that they could do to people. And it's not because they can't do them. It's because they're so intelligent. They don't necessarily always see the threat that's in front of them that can be us. So, yeah, I love elephants. They are so important, so important, so important. Um, I think we're too busy to dispense the vengeance others have earned. Yeah, I think that's part of it. Like I don't have nearly enough vengeance. I will tell you, I fight back every second I can. So here's the thing. I feel like, so today's election day. For those of you who are going to vote, please go vote. Please go vote. Please go vote. As long as there's still a marginally functioning democracy, I'm going to always encourage people to go and vote. Even if it feels even if it feels like we can't, like it's not making any difference, I still will encourage people to exercise that muscle, right? Because courage is a muscle that we have to exercise. To your point, Michelle, I think that we don't fight back because we're too busy, but also because we aren't taught that fighting back in ways like an elephant fights back. Obviously, they have the girth, the size, the weight to hurt somebody. But we're not necessarily taught, especially as women, that we can fight back in ways that are effective. We are either part of collective action with this, which is fine, but individually, we're not taught to fight back. Society isn't really structured for women to fight back in ways that keep them protected, which I think is part of how we got into the mess that we're in now. But that's for a whole nother conversation. This is a drama-free zone. Yay for voting last week. We're going out to vote today. I wish I had early voted, but we just got busy, and our voting place is literally 2 blocks that way. So we'll be going to vote, and then we'll be going to get to the eye doctor. Anyway, the elephant story just every time I hear one of the stories of animals doing something that people are just like, oh my God, I can't believe that animal. I think that's because we have forgotten the nature of the beasts, right? We forget that if you corner a beast long enough, if you do something to a beast long enough, they're going to fight back. And I think, to your point, Michelle, that we have just been cornered for so long that people are starting to remember that they can fight back, but they've forgotten that they can fight back because we've just been pushed into a corner for so long and just didn't remember that, oh yeah, we don't actually have to stay in this corner. You don't actually get to do this to me. So, okay, smelling amazing. Oh, that smells so good. I wish I could drink it, but this cup is super hot. Now, randomly, I was thinking how we're going to bring in the holiday season and telling people to boycott Black Friday is fine. I'm not telling you to boycott Black Friday. I think that you need to do whatever it is that you want to do. But I will say that we are entering into a holiday season where I want you to prioritize what is going to make you the most joyful and the most peaceful this time of year, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This election is rolling around 1 year past an election that many of us are still reeling from a year later. And the reason that we're still reeling is because we're being kept in a constant state of fight or flight deliberately by the powers that be. This is deliberate chaos, is the point. Confusion is the point. So don't click the bait, don't engage as much as you can. Find places, find pockets where you don't have to. So I I'm not, so whether you shop on Black Friday or not, or during this entire holiday season, that's a choice that you get to make. I'm not going to advocate one way or the other. What I am advocating for, however, is carving huge spaces over the next 2 months where your piece is so non-negotiable. People are going to be like, what do you mean you're not coming? What? But we do this every year. And you're going to be like, well, but see, I have a date with a couch and some, friends to watch a chick flick. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I can't do that for you. Because I think if we just continue to boycott everything, and I'm not against the boycotts, please don't come into my comments yelling at me about the boycotts. But we have to also be adding something back right now. Holidays are hard in general, and specifically for a lot of people. And if we keep taking and taking and taking the elephants, if we keep taking and not giving space for joy and not giving space for peace and for happy in the chaos, then what are we doing with people? Like what are we offering as the antidote to the chaos if it's just don't do anything, but we have to give people something else to do. So my question is, how are you going to bring in joy? How are you going to bring in peace? Whether you are practicing uh, buy nothing November or you're going to spend like crazy December, whatever the case may be, what is going to bring you the most peace and joy for the next 2 months? Because we are in it, right? The holidays are here. The commercials are starting. Mariah Carey has broken out of the box. The song is going to be everywhere, whether you like it or not. It's coming, right? Um, but where are we going to find pockets of joy? Because I really do believe that if we keep asking people just to stop doing everything, we're creating a bunch of people who are going to be just like we were in 2020 when we were locked in and couldn't go anywhere. We're going to become more irritated, more upset, less forgiving of ourselves for being human, less socially connected to each other, right? So, what are we going to do individually within ourselves, within our spaces, to expand your peace, expand your joy for the next 2 months so that you have space to say yes to you in the midst of a world telling you to say literally no to everything? Everything. Okay, hang on. I'm not shopping in, yeah, we're doing a fairly pared down gift giving. Um, but I mean, there are things that we have to shop for, like foodstuffs. But yeah, we're not doing a lot in terms of gift giving this year. But my son's birthday is in December, and I'll do something for him. PJ parties with casual foods and board games. That's kind of how we do it. That's kind of how we do it. We love. I'm sure you all have seen my stories. If you could see over my shoulder, you can't really with the glare, but there's a jigsaw puzzle on the edge of that table. There's a jigsaw puzzle always on one end of this particular dining room table because that's got the most space for my jigsaw puzzles. And we just wander through and put pieces together, and then we'll go do something else. It might take weeks to put that puzzle together. And then one Saturday, I'll decide I need to think or I need to not think, and I'll sit down and put the whole thing together. And then my son will wander through and he'll put a piece in. And he's learning to love the contemplative nature of jigsawing, right? The idea that you can lose yourself in a train of thought by just looking for a piece for this. It's just how we roll around here. That's just how we roll around here. I did decline an invitation last week and I'm keeping track of my saved funds for the local food bank. Yes. Yes. I said on my Facebook page the other day, when the SNAP story was really breaking, that if you're going to set aside, if you want to do something, please, remember that one of the first things that people sacrifice when times get tough is pet food, right? Is being able to purchase pet food and things for their pets. So if you're going to save or you want to help donate pet food to pet shelters, if you're going to buy food at the grocery store, pick up a bag of dog food, a bag of cat food, and include it in the bundle. Let people be able to keep their fur babies fed because that's stressful. It's very stressful. Can you tell I'm on an animal theme today? I'm very much on an animal theme today. But the whole idea is helping out. If you're going to help out, don't forget that there are fur babies in families that sometimes are the first casualty of tough times, and they deserve a little attention as well. I'm also getting out craft supplies. Yes. So we talked about potentially having a craft party, decorating party. And so I'm thinking this through. Maybe a Saturday morning, we're going to start decorating the house for the holidays because, again, this is about expanding our joy this week. How are we going to expand our places of joy this week? How are we going to feed our peace? And like I said, I don't care if you're buy nothing Black Friday, buy everything Cyber Monday. You have to spend your conscience. Okay. You have to spend where you feel called, or don't spend where you feel called. What I am talking about though is in the rush to take so many things and clamp them down, sometimes we don't leave space to remember that it's okay to enjoy things too. So I want you to enjoy some things. I want you to think about how are we going to what are we going to bring in to the spaces that we're going to leave, that we're creating by not doing other things, right? So for example, the Target boycott. I was an avid Target shopper. We lived at Target. I got half the stuff in my house from Target when I first moved in because I didn't have any furniture yet, didn't have any towels, nothing. I've always loved Target. I had a Target red card. So when the Target boycott happened, I it was one of those things where I felt very strongly about it. What can I do? But this was a big deal. This is a big deal because Target was a pretty big part of our shopping life every week. But it went away, and over time, figured out other ways, workarounds, the things that I need haven't been in Target now since I don't even know when. And don't miss it. Missed it in the beginning, but don't miss it now because I found other ways to get the things that I need that make my life easier without having to shop at Target, either online, have it delivered, or in person. But I also made a commitment that I would find the things that replaced my Target purchases pretty easily, but also that allowed me to feel expansive because boycotts are great and important and economically viable tools to pry the lid off people's grasp on us. But if all you do is take away things from people and leave them with nothing, then it's no better than austerity measures in other countries where people are suffering because they have nothing. They're not allowed to want for anything because wanting for anything that you just can't get to because austerity measures are in place hurts. A little bit of hurt, one thing. Systemic pain, not a good thing. That does not work well for people. Doesn't work well for anyone. And so I want you to really dig in, not to what you need to boycott or not do, but what do you need to do? What are we going to do to bring a sense of peace to the holidays, a sense of joy, a sense of hope, right? A sense of okay, I still feel that when I breathe in, I can breathe the hope of a better tomorrow. I still want to breathe in the possibility that what I am doing is going to have a good impact. Because when you take away people's hope that what they're doing will have an impact, and you take away their joy in the moment, you have left people with nothing. They have nothing to hold on to. And those aren't the kind of people who can fight for you. They can't fight for anything because they're literally just existing. Just existing. Reminder to support small business Saturday. Yes, support small businesses on Saturdays. Absolutely, I'm going to support the local bookstore. Scaling back on things because we realize the holidays have become so, yes, the stress from shopping. Oh my gosh. That's a great idea. We used to when I was a kid, um, when I was growing up, our family used to draw names because we had such a large family. We're much smaller now, you know how that works. But we had so many cousins, cousins and grandkids that there was no way that everybody was going to get a gift. So we just pulled names and everybody had to buy a gift for the person's name that they got. We used to do that many, many years growing up. We're smaller now, but I think we might return to that because honestly, my parents don't need anything. My son doesn't need anything. My niece doesn't need anything. My nephew does. Like nobody in my family really needs anything per se. So I think I think the one gift is perfect. I think everyone should just commit to giving one gift, and maybe we should go back to drawing names. And that I think that makes gifts more personal because honestly, I don't need another sweater set. I don't need another sweater set. I don't need another pair. I don't need another hat. I don't need, I mean, I love candles, but I don't really need another candle. Like, I don't need another generic gift, I guess is what I'm saying, Michelle. So this is actually, excuse me, not Michelle. It was Carolyn who said it. This is actually what Michelle's on the screen. Sorry, but this is actually a really good point, Carolyn. Thank you because honestly, I don't want more generic gifts. I've gotten enough generic gifts over the years, and you know we all realize they're generic gifts because everybody gets candles. Oh, I can't figure out what to get you, so I'm going to get you a candle. Okay, and they're wonderful candles. I've gotten some beautifully scented candles, wonderfully scented, expensive, fantastic, classic. I have a closet full of candles, closet full of them. Appreciate the gesture. Don't really need another candle added to my world. So, yeah, I like that. Breaking away from Amazon hurt. Target was easier for me. Target was easy. We still Amazon some things just because so there's it was weird when the Amazon thing came up because everyone was like, go direct to the vendor and just order straight from the vendor. There are actually three things that I have to have that the vendor only sells through Amazon. You go to their website and it redirects you to either Amazon or a grocery store that is nowhere near me. And it's like, okay, well, I can't really do without this thing. There's no equivalent to it. So I'm just going to have to keep doing what I need to do. And that's what I said. You have to go and do the things that make your life work. Um, but we don't order nearly as much from Amazon. I think we order like I said, the very few things that I cannot get. Can't get anyplace else. Um, we do have some small kids in our family. And one of the reasons, I mean, I love decorating the house anyway, so we're going to do that for me. The kid in me loves decorations. I'm a ornament collector. I collect ornaments. I love Christmas ornaments. I love ornaments. They don't necessarily have to be Christmas themed, but I love hanging ornaments on a Christmas tree. So I collect ornaments. So if anyone gets me anything for Christmas, I love cool ornaments. I have a beautiful ornament from Puerto Rico. I have the Dia de los Muertos ornaments. I have got all kinds of ornaments. If you ever see my Christmas tree, you're gonna be like, this isn't necessarily a Christmas ornament. I didn't say Christmas ornaments. I just said I liked ornaments. I like things I can hang on my tree each year. And the more varied and unique and unusual, the better. I love it. So this is what I collect is ornaments. But so we do have some underage kids in our family. We have grandkids. My son's only well, he's still young, and I've got nephews and cousins who are younger. So we do have little kids, and I tend to get something for the little kids no matter what. But I still think that adults need to start asking ourselves the questions of like, couldn't as opposed to just giving generic gifts, could we pull names again and then get something that person really wants and appreciates and would love to have? Because I think, let's bring the joy back. Let's bring the joy back. So this is my reaction to boycott um boycotting everything, boycotting Black Friday, boycotting Cyber Monday. Again, I just want us to find pockets of joy. I want us to find a reason to be joyful and not just long suffering. Because I don't know about you all, but this is the long emergency. Like we're in a long emergency. Been here for a while. It's going to keep going until something systemically big breaks and changes. And that could take a little bit longer. People don't do well if they don't have a reason to be joyful. And I am not letting my community not be joyful. Like, I am bringing the joy if I have to bring it with me and my kitty cat cups and my elephant necklaces. Like, we're going to embrace some joy because we deserve it. We deserve it. We did our part. We've done the right thing. We did what we're supposed to do. We followed the rules. So now we're going to break the rules. Now we're going to break the rules. And when people say, well, aren't you supposed to be boycotting? I am protecting my peace. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I am protecting my peace, which does not include having this conversation with you. I tried direct to special. Yeah. Um, I still, this is what I'm saying, right, Michelle? That's exactly my point. We are not a world where it's that easy anymore, right? You can't just go direct to the business in some cases and get the thing. Some things are now Amazon exclusive where they're sold by the big something bigger than themselves and you just can't. I remember when people used to say when Walmart first started and it wasn't what it is now, but what and what it became. People would say, don't shop at Walmart. If you don't like it, don't shop it. The problem was that Walmart gobbled up all the little mom and pops. That was their business plan. They became Main Street. So when they became Main Street and took over all the little moms and pops, people didn't have a choice. They had to shop at Walmart, which drove the rest of the mom and pops out of business, right? But that was the whole point. In the end, you could yell at people for shopping at Walmart because of their terrible business practices, but we were already placed into the corner of it's Walmart or bust in so many places. So how are you going to tell people not to shop at Walmart who don't have any other options but to shop at Walmart? Right? Like, people just don't realize how much capitalism has repositioned the chessboard to put a whole bunch of pawns in a corner and a few, a king here and a queen there and a rook there. And that's livelihood. That's groceries and essentials. There are no little bishops, right? There are no little castles anymore because they've been subsumed behind all the bigger pieces, and the pawns, us, are in a corner going, but you want me to boycott all the big guys, but who am I supposed to get this stuff from? So Walmart is the same argument as Target, as the same argument as Amazon. It's just now people are more mad about it because Target and Amazon feel more like a luxury item, whereas Walmart feels essential because they gobbled up all of the essential stores that used to be in your neighborhood, forcing themselves to become the essential partner in your neighborhood. So I just want people, again, I feel like there are enough things to be against. There are enough places that we're saying, don't do this. I want us to say, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are our pockets of joy? What can we find and bring to the table? So, baking pastry wrapped apples today. Oh, sounds amazing. Come on now. Maybe we should have a cooking night. Mmm, that's an idea. See, this sounds lovely. Just lovely. I encourage people to save on groceries just to try and resist any impulse. Yeah, it's hard to tell people where not to shop when we've literally created monopolies. We just created monopolies and then told people don't shop at the monopoly. Well, people can't go hungry. Come on now. Like, people can't go hungry. There's no corner store. I miss living in New York for that reason because though I didn't live in New York City, we lived out on Long Island. There were still these little shops, little stores everywhere. I loved it. There was always like I just in the little place where I lived, there were all these there was a hardware store, there was a grocery store just up the way. If you went up the hill back into the bigger town, there were all kinds of things. But just down in our little spot, there was all kinds of things. It felt like it was a little town. I loved it. But I recognize that's not how it is for a lot of people. Some people have to drive, 10, 20 minutes just to find a grocery store. And if that's Walmart, I'm not gonna be mad at those people. If it's greater Target, I'm not gonna be mad at those people. I can't be mad at those people. I'm not paying their bills. I can't, and we've created monopolies. So what am I gonna do? Seriously. So what are who's putting up their Christmas? Anyone digging out their holiday decorations? I call them Christmas decorations. We don't necessarily celebrate Christmas in my house, but we do celebrate winter solstice. So we decorate with the tree. We have ornaments. We have all kinds of fun tchotchke things that I absolutely love. Is anyone else celebrating or decorating for the holidays? Are you digging out your decorations? Are you getting ready for decorating? I collect ornaments. Does anybody else collect something fun like ornaments? Or, I mean, I love decorations. You're going to start to see them pop up. And you're going to be like, oh yeah, she was not kidding when she said she liked decorations. They're going to be back there. We'll have to, we should have a decorating day. I'm telling you, we should be like, listen, by the next time we're all on camera together, our houses are going to have something up that reflects the joy of the coming winter season, right? Like if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, fine. Those pilgrims got some problems. But I want us to encourage each other to fill our houses with joy. I'm not going outside. Those folks out there are crazy. But in the space that belongs to me and my family, I want to make it sparkle. I want to make it happy. And we're pretty happy. So that it's not going to be hard because we're a pretty happy bunch. But I do want, because the rhetoric is going to start ramping up, right? Capitalism is about to rear its head big time. When you start talking about boycott Black Friday, brands are going to start scrambling to get people to spend, and the other side that doesn't want you to spend is going to start scrambling to get you not to spend. That's too much noise. That's too much noise. I don't want that kind of noise. So I'm going to create, I vow we create sanctuaries of peace and joy and happiness where we have sparkling trees and pretty countertop decorations, that we fill our spaces with things that bring us away from the din of craziness that's out there, right? Like we have, but they are, those folks out there are crazy. Like those folks out there are legitimately losing their minds. Legitimately losing that mind. You know how I know the folks out there are losing their minds? The Mariah Carey Sephora ad dropped where she rings in Sephora, she starts, she does the iconic "It's Time," and people are losing their ever loving mind over this ad. And I thought to myself, that ad probably got shot 6 months ago. She cashed the check on that ad 8 months ago because this is Mariah Carey's iconic song. Why are you people losing your mind over this ad? Like, this is what happens when people are so focused on taking away joy that they are losing the plot. Those folks are crazy out there. They are crazy. They are absolutely crazy. Oh, you collect snowmen. I love it. Yours stay out year round. I should, because I collect ornaments, I don't have a place to put them except for on the tree, which doesn't stay up year round. But we're going to put the tree up soon. And then I'm just going to be adding to my ornament collection. Um, yeah, I mean, when I say that we have eclectic ornaments on our tree, my son's into Minecraft. I have a Minecraft ornament. Like literally, the they just need to mean something to us, and I will hang it on the tree. We'll hang it on the tree. Hey, Cicely, thanks for joining. We're actually getting ready to wrap it up because y'all let me chat. Y'all let me chat. But I think um like the elephant and not the machine. You know what? Exactly. Exactly. Oh, a wall mounted quilt rack? Talk to me. Talk to me. I like this idea. A wall mounted quilt rack. Hmm. Oh, you know what? Then I'd have to dust them. You're probably really good about dusting. I hate dusting. It's what dusting is probably my second to the least favorite activity, and I need to dust all the time because it's very dusty here. Very dusty here. The only things that I keep out a lot of my statues year round. So there's an owl. You can't really see it. It's kind of over there. Owls, the elephants, and yeah, there's various things dotted around the house. So we all have our thing. And this is the thing. These are the kinds of things that I want you to lean into for the next 2 months, not 2 weeks, until January 1st, until 2026 rolls around. The energy of 2025 for us in our circle and this space on this channel is going to be lean into your peace. Lean into your joy. Ariana Huffington talked about leaning in to life because she had become so focused on running Huffington Post and building an empire that she forgot about herself, right? She forgot about herself. And so I don't want us to forget about the things that bring us joy in the midst of all the things that we're giving up to fight the good fight. I'm not saying it's not a good fight, ladies. You know, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is there are two prongs happening in life. There's the fighting prong and there's the living prong. And right now, the living prong is being seen as a bad thing when people are talking about just trying to live a little bit in the midst of chaos. But if we don't lean into some of the joys, some of the peace-filled moments, then what are we fighting for? What's the point of the fight if there's no joy to be had? So I think that for the next, you're going to hear me say it over and over and over again. For the next 2 months, we are leaning into some joy, leaning into some peace. And yes, I am going to challenge you to start digging out your holiday decorations. Let's talk about what we're going to put up and start showing each other what we're going to put up. You don't have to give us your whole house. I understand protecting your privacy. I protect your peace and your privacy. But I definitely want us to embrace that which brings us joy. Whatever it is, I don't care if you collect Tiffany blue baubles. Bring it to the joy table and let's create a spread of joy that we can feast from together for the next 2 months, especially as the world is going to try to convince us that we shouldn't be happy about anything right now. Okay, hang on. I'm going to get some comments and then I'm going to let y'all go because I've kept y'all for so long. Oh, everybody's saying hello. 1 year I made a tree with, look at you. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I need to go find that short on your channel. Huh. During my year-round Christmas, dusting my year-round. Yes. Yes. I don't like dusting. I think dusting is, well, my son's allergic to dust, so I have to dust, but it's definitely crazy. It's not my favorite. The wooden quilt rack has a shelf and has a wooden pole below. I dangled it. I love this. Okay, I'm gonna have to visualize this. I'm gonna have to visualize this. I like this idea. I'm totally present in the living prong. Right. We have to fight and we have to also keep the joy alive. Keep the joy alive. So, as I said at the very top of the hour, yes, it's election day. I know it feels like sometimes that voting doesn't really get us anywhere, but while we are still pretending some days to be a democracy, this is one of the things that sets us apart from being a dictatorship. And that is one person, one vote. And that idea is still present. Now, I don't know what the guardrails of democracy are going to look like a year from now because we're only a year in. But what I do know is that today we still have the right to vote. So we're going to exercise our right to vote. Don't forget to vote if you have elections in your state today. If you're outside of the country, turn off the news. Like, just turn off the news for the day. You don't, I mean, the election will post results tomorrow. And for the rest of us who vote, turn off the news. Whatever you vote for, whomever you vote for. Unlike last year, I think when we were all on pins and needles watching the results, I'm going to go vote and then I'm going to go off and do the rest of my thing. And then when the results are tallied and in, and because we've got some local stuff that's happening, I'll check and see what happened. And that'll be that. I'm not vote watching, and most of us don't vote watch at these types of elections, but there are some important elections going on right now, and there's going to be a lot of commentary about those elections because it's already worn me out. But I give myself permission to just check in a couple of days and see what happened, and then that's going to take care of that. I'll have done my part. Hopefully, we'll all get a chance to do our part. Okay, your homework. Your homework. Have fun today. Michelle baked those apples. I can smell them from here. Have fun today. Get ready to think about how you're going to expand your joy today. And I'm going to challenge us all to start putting our decorative touches to our house so that next week we can talk about what we've gotten done. Thank you all for hanging out with me. As usual, my tea is finally cool enough to drink, always at the very end. It is always a pleasure. You always give me so much joy and so much peace, and I really appreciate you taking your time to stay here with me. So the elephant says hello, the cats say goodbye. Have an excellent rest of your day, y'all, and I will see you Thursday if you're a member of the channel, and definitely Tuesday, once again, live. All right.